70-degree night here in Boca, 50 degrees warmer than it is back in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Probably somewhere in the middle for that guy, 7'5", Jamarion Sharp, ready to go in paradise. We've got a Conference USA clash here in Boca Raton. The FAU Owls hosting the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, a matchup of teams 2-2 so far in conference play. With former Nova great Chris Walker, I'm Chris Hassel. You know, the three-point shot is so important, especially for these two teams. Western Kentucky had one of its worst shooting games last time out, lost. FAU was 16 for 21 from three, blew out Charlotte.
Yeah, no question, two teams on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'd love to play for Dusty May because I like to shoot that three ball. Yeah. And that was unbelievable what they did. And we sat with Rick Stansberry. He was not happy.
No.
So look for an intense defensive effort from the Hilltoppers today, but they need to get this one to keep pace in Conference USA.
Tallest player in college basketball, he gets all the pub, but you go to the top of the hill and it's these four guys all averaging in double figures.
And you watch these guys on tape again, you talk about Rick Stansberry, you talk about winning in this era right now. You need experience, and that's what he has, and they spread it around a lot again. The big fella gets a lot of attention, but these four guys right here, they're the engine that makes it go.
Time now for a look at the AT&T 5G fast analysis. Michael Forrest for FAU, a great three-point shooter.
They have a saying, you can't see the forest for the trees or for the threes. This kid, he knocks them down. Very athletic. He's small in stature, makes big shots, a couple of 100 threes in his career. Dusty May needs him to step up big, so I'm telling you, they're going to be in his shirt all game long.
He hit all 4 of his threes in that win against Charlotte on this floor just a few days ago. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers down in South Florida taking on the Owls. Next. Oh, we're on a boat here in Boca Raton, South Florida. We're 1.8 miles from the ocean here at FAU Arena as the Owls host the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, first of our triple header tonight. We've got West Coast Conference basketball coming your way after this. Santa Clara, St. Mary's, and then Gonzaga taking on San Francisco. Rick Stansberry in his 6th season here at Western Kentucky, 3 straight conference championship game appearances, defending East Division champs. And he's looking for more inside scoring, not from the big man, not from the 7'5" Jamarion Sharp, but from Jarius Hamilton, the 6'8" senior, averaging 14 a game, but coming off a rough offensive outing. FAU has a 7-footer of their own in plaid golden. For Dusty May, in his 4th season here with the Owls, he's done a great job winning seasons in all 3 of his first seasons. He's the first coach to do that here since they moved to the Division I level. Western Kentucky leads the series 16-6. They had a 6-game winning streak, but the last time they met, right here on this floor 2 years ago, FAU won in the final minute, 69-65. That one goes out of bounds as we get things underway, and Western Kentucky will have the basketball. FAU wearing their Paradise uniforms.
Look, you mentioned before about Rick Stansberry looking for offense in the paint coming from Jarius Hamilton. So we'll see if he starts right away as he goes for a nice drive there in the paint. And that's what they weren't able to do last game. You got to keep them out of the paint if you want to stop Western Kentucky.
But they get it back off the turnover. Cam Justice to the hoop, lays it in. Nicely done controlling that one.
And that's one of my keys to the game, turnovers. You know, will Florida Atlantic turn the ball over and create easy opportunities for Western Kentucky because they struggle to score in the half court.
Western Kentucky coming off a 65-60 loss at home to North Texas. There's the 7'1" center, Vlad Golden, getting on the deck, but pokes it out of bounds. Another turnover.
Again, nice little steal just in the passing lanes. Nice little finish there. Mr. Justice, I know that Dusty May does not want that type of energy to start the game.
And nice lob inside. That's not really Jamarion Sharp's game, though. He likes the lob when he can just dump it into the hoop, not really a back-to-the-basket kind of guy.
He's not, but he doesn't. But sometimes you have to throw it in there because maybe you get a foul on Golden, you know. And so that changes the way they play when Golden's out of the game. But he definitely, if he wants to play at the next level, he has to get adapted catching and finishing those plays.
Winchester missing on that three-point attempt. Sharp clears the board.
You can see that the emphasis is to go inside, going to the Maryland transfer, trying to establish that energy of getting to the hoop.
Sharp was lucky he didn't get called for over the back there. Got his hand on it, but it's Owls basketball. Almost 2 minutes in here, 2-0 Western Kentucky.
So one thing Western Kentucky has an awareness of is that three-point line. How about that? That's one way to score a 7-foot. Wow.
Yeah, he actually threw it under the left arm of the nation's leading shot blocker, Jamarion Sharp. Vlad Golden averaging 6 points a game. They think he can get some against the 7'5" center tonight. And Golden comes up with the block, and a jump ball will send it to FAU.
Unbelievable. You see that big fella right there. Say, you know what? If you can't go over him, Chris, just go under him. That's what you do against a 7'5". I mean, that's unbelievable. Look how big. Two giants. How often does he play a game where he's playing against a guy that dwarfs him?
7'1" and 7'5". So it's 14 feet, 6 inches of center in the paint. Third turnover for FAU. Hamilton leading the break with the bounce to McKnight, and it's out of bounds off FAU. Let's get to Chris Walker's keys to the game.
Yeah, you know, they're walking the walk, and, you know, these coaches, they're a lot better coaches than me. I put about 25 years in, but these guys here are unbelievable. They got to dominate the paint. That's what they have to do. West Kentucky, when they get in the paint, they create plays for their shooters and their bigs. They got to guard the arc. 16 threes made last game from Florida Atlantic, but the most important thing for the Owls, not turning the ball over. You see that as Justice knocks down that jumper. They cannot turn the ball over and create easy opportunities. And lastly, what they do best is control the glass. They do a very good job on the offensive and defensive end of the glass.
First in rebounding margin in Conference USA for the Owls at +5. Oh, look at the big man. Sharp almost came up with a steal. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Yeah, I like the refs let the bigs play a little defense. Good job by the big fella. Oh, nice shot.
That's Elijah Martin, who had a game-high 20 points last time out.
I mean, he has a quick trigger. He can knock down a Curry at any time, but he's also a kid who can adjust. And if you play him tight, he can make a drive to the rim. And that guy right there, talking about driving one home, Chris.
Man, Cam Justice, red hot to start this game. He's hit all 3 of his shots. He has all 7 points for the Hilltoppers after a 3 for 11 performance in that North Texas loss.
Always good to get a good start. Now, we're in Florida now, so usually when they come to Miami, right, there's usually a lull, but after hanging out with Rick Stansbury, there's no sunshine in that hotel.
Not after the loss to North Texas. It's a business trip down here. FAU tonight, FIU over the weekend, and there's one of those blocks from Sharp. 4.6 blocks a game. That's first in the country, and that's going to go the other way on Frampton. Luke Frampton called for the foul. 15:55 to go here in this first half. Cameron Justice, the grad 6th-year senior, all 7 points for the Tops.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, and secure.
Well, FAU's had some well-known coaches, but nobody's done what Dusty May has done since they've moved to Division I. 3 consecutive winning seasons in his first 3 seasons. And he was telling us, Chris, we sell Boca, baby, because when we get you down here, you don't want to leave.
I like it. I've been down here a few days. I like it already. I mean, you don't live far from here, as a matter of fact.
15 minutes up the road.
Man, you got a nice little situation.
I'll co-sign on that.
You know what, Dusty's, he's done a tremendous job. Comes from good stock. Billy Donovan Tree. You know, he coached at Louisiana Tech, where they won the league 3 straight years. No tournament, though. Kind of the same thing that Rick Stansbury's going through. And so it's very, very tough. As you see West Kentucky switching up defenses. See, Rick, he got me. I told you to switch up defenses. He said he wouldn't do it, and he's playing a little zone there to switch things up a little bit.
They get it back, and that's a nice little teardrop from Forrest.
A nice little teardrop for sure. And Ricardo with a nice little dime. He's a young fella with some great footwork, great basketball IQ.
There's Frampton, the three-point sharpshooter. He's off the mark on that one.
He's had a tough go the last 2 games. Again, when you start being in a situation where you're the top of that scouting report, Chris, they're going to find you. They're not going to leave you alone at all.
Speaking of being left alone.
Oh, my God. You got to guard these guys.
Everett Winchester, just his 5th 3 of the season, but when you're that open, you got to shoot it.
As a wise coach always says, even if a guy's not a great three-point shooter, never leave him open in college basketball.
Never.
Never.
And then he ties up Davion McKnight. Possession arrow keeps it with Western.
Yeah, just look at it. Just recognition, dropping a dime. He saw him at the corner of his eye. Nice cut there. And drive and kick. Dribble, drive, and kick. That's what they call it. I should call it dribble, drive, and dime. Got him a 3-point shot there.
5 minutes in, all 7 points for Western from Cam Justice, but Davion McKnight is going to go to the free throw line.
They're definitely trying to assert their presence physically by getting in the paint. Stansbury, he kept talking about, we got to get in the lane. We got to get in the lane. And that's what they're trying to do. And he knows that everything happens from the paint.
Why does he want to get into the paint so badly?
Foul trouble is one thing, right? Get in foul trouble. And once you suck them in, now you can, once you draw them in, you can get Frampton and Justice open for threes. They're the best 3-point shooters. And when they're making threes, now you have to guard them. It opens the floor even more. And McKnight and Hamilton can do their thing.
Well, they were 46% from beyond the arc in Conference USA play until that last game where they went 2 for 12. Both those threes coming in the final 3 minutes. A couple of misses at the line from McKnight. FAU a chance to extend on their early lead. And there's another 3. Elijah Martin off the mark. But a good look.
Yeah, you know, given what they did last game, you got to be careful. They're at home, making shots the way they did last game. It's a little too open for me right now to start this game off. And how about that young man? Somebody drive to the hoop. He says, hey, from the corner pocket, I can knock that down. Interesting enough, because he was a 43% three-point shooter at Maryland last year, so not a surprise.
At Maryland, played the 5 as well, playing the 4 here at Western Kentucky. Rick Stansbury says gives him more freedom to move around and play on the perimeter. That one is a 3-point answer, and it's John L. Davis.
Again, not to question Rick Stansbury, because he's been doing this a very long time, but you're playing zone against a team that made 16 threes. In my opinion, they need pressure on them.
Justice has 9 in the first 7.5 minutes of this one. Make that 6.5 minutes.
They've already equaled, right? They already equaled as many threes as they made the last game.
2 for 3 in this game. They started 0 for 10 the last game. Winchester, another one. They're going to let him shoot. Misses that. And foul is called underneath.
Coming off that ball screen there. That's a tough shot. That's the guy who put a lot of time in. He's a newlywed. How about that?
They've got 2 married starters between Cam Justice and Luke Frampton. And what a story that Cameron Justice is. He was a grad senior here a couple of years ago, had horrible back issues, bulging disc in his back. He then went into the the real world, I guess, so to speak. He had a sales job and then came back as a grad assistant several months ago. And Noah Stansbury, the coach's son, had been playing pickup games with him. The coach was like, hey, how's Cam look? Because he's got another year of eligibility, and Noah was like, he looks great, Dad. Bring him back, and he did.
Unbelievable, man. That's just a really good story. Then he gets married. A couple days after that, he's playing in a game. I mean, this is a great story. Just shows how much Coach Stansbury wanted him around, and that young man from the corner again. He can do that, Chris. It changes the complexity of everything. Now they got another shooter, even though they want to establish their presence in the interior.
It was a 2-point shot for Hamilton, and Western Kentucky shooting it at 60% for the floor. Frampton the steal, ahead to McKnight, who lays it in.
POTs, points off turnovers. It's one of those things where, again, talk about the keys. I just, in my spirit, I said, they can't turn the ball over. They're struggling to score. And they've done exactly that. Western Kentucky off to a good start.
John L. Davis, once again, he has a quick 5. Western Kentucky leads by 1, Chris.
Yeah, they're playing that funky zone where they're leaving non-shooters open, shall we say, and forcing and taking away the guys that could make a shot. A little bit of junk defense.
And a turnover. Elijah Martin the steal. In on Frampton. Missed the lay-in, and it's a charge. Frampton was set.
No chance. That was, I saw that coming from half court.
11:27 to go in this first half. Oh, Martin was looking to make a highlight reel play. Frampton made the heady play and takes the charge. "7'5" Jamarion Sharp. He is tonight's Geico difference maker here on CBS Sports Network. 79 blocks. And Zach Greenwell, the SID for Western Kentucky, says that's more than almost 300 Division I teams. This is a guy who stepped in the starting lineup a few games in his very first start. A triple-double with 10 blocks.
Yeah, that's amazing. This kid is just a freak of nature. Was Rick Stansberry, I mentioned the open, he always finds a way to find a top-notch guy. He's developing him. Again, he's a guy that hasn't scored in the perimeter. I mean, scored inside much, but I'm telling you right now, this guy right here, he's got a bright future if he just continues to develop.
Well, I was asking Dusty May, you know, what's it going to be like facing a 7'5" guy? And he was like, oh, we faced Taco Fall a couple of years ago. We're fine.
They can talk about, yeah, it's no big deal, but to the player who's on the floor, it is a big deal.
And I paraphrased that. He didn't actually say we're going to be fine. He just said we do have some experience against big men. A steal as Brian Greenlee comes out of there with it for FAU. Down by 1 here, 9 minutes in. Western Kentucky a slight favorite tonight. Winner of this game gets to 3-2 in Conference USA East Division play. And right now everything's all jumbled up. The leaders of the division sit at 2-1.
You can see West Kentucky went back to man-to-man. Got out of that zone. It was making it far too easy for the Owls to score, too comfortable. You can see the intensity there. They're just getting after them.
John L. Davis looking for the entry pass. He gets it inside to Giancarlo Rosado, who then has to throw it up. Davis got it with 2 on the shot clock.
And you play defense the entire possession. They get a fortuitous bounce. Look like it's going to be a turnover. Davis gets the floater in the lane. That just kills you as a coach.
Big screen from Jalen Butts. And he's fouled on the way up.
See it again, just driving to the good hands there by Josh Anderson. The save and the floater. It's just when you play defense like that, guys just see the Bashir there who made the really good play. Bashir's from my hometown. You know, I love to shout out my guys from Texas. Love to shout out my boys from the great state. I'm still upset the Cowboys lost, but I'm going to shout out TX right now, Chris.
You think that was the right play call? Run up the middle with no timeouts?
Do you want me to finish this telecast, or do you want to be doing it by yourself is all I got to say?
I was just going to say, leave it at that. Mike McCarthy said it was the right play call. So.
We'll leave it at that. I know you don't want to work by yourself, so.
Yeah, we need 2 misses tonight. Jalen Butts misses the first free throw as Brandon Weatherspoon checks in for FAU, getting about 12 minutes a game. Sitting down is the great freshman Elijah Martin.
I like what Dustin May has done recruiting-wise. A great conversation, very experienced, been around a very long time. I love to look at the notes and look at the resumes of the coaches and look at their journey and how they've gotten to where they've gotten. And it hasn't been easy. He's earned it every step of the way. And you see, again, the fruits of his labor, working very hard for Florida Atlantic, being a coach that has continued to keep him on the winning side.
John L. Davis broke Luke Frampton's ankles, figuratively. He's all right, but then he couldn't finish. When you do that, you got to finish.
Ooh. That'll be somewhere. That'll be on the highlight somewhere. Oh, wow. Got to finish it, though. Yeah, can't make it a highlight unless you finish it.
Credit to Jalen Butts. He's going to have to get a meal from Luke Frampton as he saved him. Shot clock is down to 5 now. The deep three bricked off the back iron from Greenlee, and Frampton the rebound.
Looking for Josh Anderson to get going, coming off the bench. Senior, super senior, I might add. Started for years, and coach says he loves coming off the bench. Had a tough game last night out. But they need him to score as well if they're going to get this dub on the road.
Yeah, just 2 points in that North Texas defeat on Saturday, but averaging 12 points a game. That one thrown away in a 16-16 ball game midway through the first half. Davis, another drive, and the finish this time.
Chris, you notice they're going directly at the rim. Guess who's not in the game? The big fella, Sharp. So when you're playing transition defense, you got to build a wall. You can't allow him to just dribble comfortably. How about that shot right there, Brother Shear? He can really fill it up that southpaw in a hurry. Nola Junior College transfer.
Yeah, a rare 2-point attempt as well. 42 of his 57 shots have been 3-pointers. Another nice drive, but Davis couldn't finish. And yeah, they're trying to take advantage of Sharp not being out there. He is at the scorer's table, getting set to check back in. Anderson looking to go off the dribble with the spin. Pogo stepped back up there, but the Owls with the rebound and a tie game at 18.
Got to read the scouting report on Anderson. He's going one way, he's going right. No matter what he does, even if he goes left, he's coming back to his right hand.
Butt's going to get called for the foul here. And Sharp's going to check back into the game along with Davion McKnight.
And good pace. You're Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, you like this pace. They like to play a little bit faster, don't get me wrong. But being on the road right now, you talk to Coach Stansberry, who's a little ornery, Chris. I'm just letting you know.
He's always a little ornery, but he's a little bit more ornery right now.
He don't like losing to North Texas, I bet you that for sure.
Glad Golden again. That's the second time he has scored going one-on-one inside with Sharp.
But Chris, you know what he did? He took his body, went right into his body, gave him a little forearm shiver. Can't let him get so deep. That's the thing with big guys. Can't let him get so deep no matter how tall you are.
Justice, boy. Ran into some trouble. Sharp with the turnaround. That's not his shot.
Oh, that's that touch you got to work on. You got to be able to make that shot. It's too easy.
That one was poked out of bounds by FAU. And Vlad Golden, 7-1 against 7-5. Advantage, little guy, so to speak. Vlad has a couple of buckets inside, and the Owls lead by 2. Western Kentucky and FAU right now, a week from now, next Thursday night, 9 Eastern, here on CBS Sports Network. Western Kentucky is back home to take on the preseason favorites to win Conference USA, the UAB Blazers. And UAB off to a 5-1 start in conference play. Jelly Walker, as they call him, averaging 17 a game. And right now, UAB might be an at-large team. They are sitting there at number 42 in the net rankings.
I mean, Andy Kennedy, you're very happy right now. You're talking about elevating this league. That's what you want to do, a conference and say you want to be at some point a league like the WCC where you can be an at-large team, and we'll see what happens.
How about the early play from Cameron Justice? He has a quick 10 to start this game.
I mean, you can't ask for something better than a newly married man getting it done. I'm sure the wife is very happy watching right now. You got to find him because he can knock it down early and often. He's feeling it. You can see He has that bounce right now. But make sure you guard him and get him off his mark. Hey, if he was a Justice League, if he was a superhero, who would it be?
You know, I've got an interesting tidbit here for you, Chris.
Give it to me.
It was a Justice wedding.
No
His
way.
His wife's maiden name, Kaylee Justice.
Wow. How about that? Justice for all.
FAU by 2. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. Hamilton lost the handle. Still plenty of time on the shot clock as it dwindles to 10. Justice now has the switch, and the big man's on him.
He did a good job there guarding that roll. Oh, off from the corner.
Deep corner 3 from Luke Frampton. It was a tough catch initially.
But think about it, Chris. What did I say? Get into the lane. They have to help kick for the open shot, albeit that was a very tough shot. West Kentucky back in the zone again, or the matchup.
Western Kentucky 4 of 5 from 3-point range. Winchester had to dish that one out.
He's in there, but you're thinking about 7'5" in there.
And there's the block from Sharp. It pinballs out of bounds. It'll stay with FAU.
Well, think about the difference. Before, when he made the shot, he put it in his chest. That one, he gave him too much space. Driving, almost out of bounds. Nothing but the bottoms. How about that play right there? And look at Forrest. He got out there and closed out. It goes to show you about college basketball. Too little, too late.
And Justice went high for that. Sharp saves it, but Golden gets it blocked by Frampton.
I mean, Sharp, great hustle, but never throw it under your own basket, young players. And they got lucky there with the block. How about that block there?
Frampton wide open for 3. What a minute of basketball for Luke Frampton.
You see Rick Stansbury put his hands up. He knows you leave Frampton that open. The Davidson transfer is knocking down that Curry.
Forrest tries to answer, but he's too strong. And Western Kentucky trying to put a little run together.
I'm telling you, they like the frantic pace, that frenetic pace going up and down. They got drivers like Davion McKnight with that pull-up game, and they got shooters.
That was a good look for McKnight. He's great at the mid-range jumper. Greenlee, a little hesitation move, and Winchester in the corner. Golden, the weak side board, up with the left hand.
That Golden's taking on the challenge again. Talking about angles, Sharp was under the basket. So in order for him to get that, that would have been a goaltend. Good job of finishing. Golden's unafraid, undeterred by the big fella.
24-22 now. And McKnight short again on a mid-range jumper.
Rick Stansbury wanted to move that around a little bit. You saw him slapping his hands. Justice with the hot hand. Frampton with a hot hand. Let's find those guys.
Forrest, yes.
And they do a marvelous job with that handoff motion, kind of like a dribble drive. You got to be on the weak side, in the lane, ready to help, or you got to switch those handoffs because they're tough.
24-24 is the score.
Look at that. Give me that. That's a no-no, Chris. That's what you do when the big fella didn't know. Because if he knew that, he would dunk on him and coming right back at you straight away. That thing is so pretty. You see the rotation on it. You can always tell when a great shooter shoots it.
Well, he and Steph Curry, the only 2 players in Davidson history to hit over 100 threes in a season. Justice a little bit too strong. Frampton had position, but John L. Davis gets it.
That's an interesting little tidbit by you, Chris. I like that.
Winchester the foul.
Nice little drop in transition. Winchester, more of a driver, finisher, athlete. West Kentucky confused. The toughest thing to play. You see McKnight there confused. Can't do that. You got to find your men. Everybody's got to sprint back to the paint, point and find a man to make sure we're in good shape. Because if not, athletes are flying, offensive rebounds, very tough to handle. That's why transition is always not to say the easiest place to score, but the most advantageous place to score.
And that was the second foul on Jarius Hamilton. Western Kentucky is #1 in the country in fouls. They foul fewer than 13 times a game. And not only does that helped them win the free throw battle, but they're not a deep team, so they can't afford to get in foul trouble.
And another caveat to that is when you have a 7'5" shot blocker eraser, there's no reason to foul. Just play aggressive defense and funnel everything to him and let him either shot change it or block it.
Sharp went high for that rebound. And it's going to be a foul on FAU, a little undercut there. Jonell Davis called for that personal foul. And just a little more on the free throw story. Rick Stansbury, every year, his teams make more free throws than the opponent even attempts. Every year.
Now that's intention. And think about it. Throwing the ball inside, driving it to the hoop. How about that pass there? It took away the lob. Good job by FAU.
McKnight finally gets one to go down.
And that's what they're going to force you to do. Think about it, Chris. When McKnight drives, no one helps. Because if you help, you know what's going to happen. They're going to throw the lob. So he's going to have to make that shot.
Western Kentucky 10 for 16 from the floor. 5 for 7 from three-point range. Had a feeling they were due after that North Texas debacle. Sharp wanted that lob ahead. McKnight going to drive it to the short corner. A Euro step in the paint, and that's back-to-back buckets for McKnight.
Yeah, he's going at Greenlee. Look at McKnight's body. He's built like a tank. He's very good. Gets his legs under him. Good bounce, good balance. He can score it.
It's been a back-and-forth first half. Western Kentucky up by 2. And that one back in. Winchester.
I thought Rosado was trying to throw a lob or throw a shot up, but it kind of looked like a lob. He made eye contact. He's a very good passer for a young player.
There's Justice around a screen. He hits it. And he wanted a foul, too.
You're going to say good night. You can forget about that. I'm telling you, he's in the zone. They're going to have to talk about that at halftime. Put a little bit more pressure on these passers as well.
Boy, Winchester having himself a game.
Western Kentucky's playing a la a Syracuse zone, where show zone, when you throw it to the middle, it becomes man. They're going to force Winchester to make that shot.
That's a tough one from McKnight, but he gets the road bounce.
Wow. They have a mismatch. They may have to put a bigger guy on McKnight because they're going to go at Greenlee every single time.
Both teams shooting over 60% in this first half. Rosado kicks it out. Greenlee thought about the 3. And now Rosado in on Sharp. Now fades away. Oh, there's one of your unintentional, intentional passes. And McKnight rips it away.
Take your time, take your time. Bad foul.
15 foul. How about McKnight?
McKnight putting him in the spin cycle. You got to get taller, young man. You can't do it overnight. Mouse in the house again with the unorthodox shot. And Mr. McKnight, come on, take it easy with the fadeaway with the left. The southpaw's on fire.
Western Kentucky with a 3-point lead. Just a couple minutes until halftime, and coming up on AT&T at the half, got a full house back in the studio. Brent Stover, Shelvin Mack, John Rothstein, Seth Davis. They've got the latest on a busy night of college basketball, stats, highlights, and more coming up. AT&T at the half, and boy, big one coming up this weekend on CBS. Number 2 Auburn takes on number 12 Kentucky.
Yeah, that's a huge game. I'll definitely be sitting front and center to watch that game. Jamarion Smith, who I absolutely love. We'll see what happens when they play the Wildcats.
How about Jaden Ivey, our new #1 NBA draft prospect?
If John Rothstein do that, who did that? Jamarion Smith is the #1 pick. Don't get mad at me, John. I know you're watching, but Jamarion Smith, I'm sorry. I don't want to go against everybody. Hey, about Florida State, big-time win to Duke. They're talking about Duke, possible. I'll get this from Seth, since they're all listening right now. Maybe 5 picks. They're starting 5. I mean, very talented, and Florida State gets it done. But Florida State rarely loses at home. They just took care of business.
Final couple minutes of this first half. Western Kentucky shooting 68% from the floor. McKnight going for a 4th straight. A little bit strong, and the strong rebound to Majal Niang.
You notice they went under that ball screen. They're going to force McKnight. He hasn't made it 3 in 3 games. They're going to force him to make a shot. Keep him out of the lane. That's where he does his damage.
Yeah, he's just 6 of 19 from three-point range this season. That one poked away, and here comes the human highlight reel Anderson with the bounce to Justice behind the back. Now the kick out. Anderson will take the three and drain it.
He has improved his three-point shooting, Chris. That's what has made him extremely dangerous. It's been a few games since he's made one, but that one came at a very timely time.
7 of 9 from deep for the Hilltoppers in this first half. Glad Golden brings it down low, and that's a no-no. Jump ball will keep it with FAU. 12 on the shot clock, 43 on the game clock.
It's got to make that move a little more quicker. And you see, we call him the human highlight.
Love watching him.
Yeah, no quite. They good back. Stop that. Mr. Justice being smart. Remember, I said again, getting in the lane and driving and kicking and making plays. That's why that three-point shot happened.
Greenlee, the triple, splashes home.
You mentioned in the break, this is a really good game. They're definitely scoring. Minnesota transfer knocks down a triple.
FAU calls a timeout. That's smart. They might not have gotten the ball back had they not called that timeout. Now 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Western by 3, 34 seconds to go first half. FAU hit 16 of 21 threes last game against Charlotte. Brian Greenlee drills one here late in the first.
And they just got, they got one of these gyms, Chris, where it just looks like you can make every shot.
Shooter's gym.
It's shooter's gym. I remember when I played, we used to go to Syracuse and you'd be in that dome and you're like, you didn't think you could make a shot even though they had 30, 40,000 there. But in this gym, it looks like the YMCA. I could make every shot if they gave me a shot. Don't leave me open. I only shoot it when I touch it.
Close walls, no seats behind the hoops. 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock for the Hilltoppers. Davion McKnight biding his time, guarded by John L. Davis. And now he goes to work. Dishes it. Butts got it blocked by Golden. Anderson for another three. Just short off Golden's head. Davis deep. Hits the backboard. And that's the end of a hot shooting first half for both teams. FAU shoots 58%. Western Kentucky shoots 67%. And the Hilltoppers lead by 3 at the break. Coming up, AT&T 5G at the half in a hotly contested one down here in South Florida. Oh, it's a good night to be out on the boat or inside the arena here at FAU Arena in Boca Raton, South Florida, just 20 or so miles north of Fort Lauderdale. Western Kentucky with a 36-33 lead on the hometown FAU Owls. With Chris Walker, I'm Chris Hassel. I would say that those shooting woes for Western Kentucky are by the wayside. They shot 63% in the first half.
I'm sure Rick Stansbury is elated that they've solved that mystery. But I'll tell you this, he's got to be upset about one thing. Think about it. The 2 best scorers from FAU have only have 2 points each, and they're only up 3. But being on the road, coming off the loss that they came off of, and the way that FAU shot the ball last game, he's got to be happy.
Cameron Justice started off like a house of fire. He has 12 points in the first half, 5 of 6 shooting, mostly from deep.
Chris, no mercy, no justice. This dude is not showing up at all. He is on fire. Say, yo, give me a foul right there. No matter what he's doing, he has been doing it all game long. They got to talk about that. I'm sure they did. And Mr. McKnight, come off that big game, had 23 versus North Texas. Again, not a three-point shooter, but this is what he can do. He's crafty. The southpaw gets in the lane. And I'm telling you, Mr. Greenlee, I know he's a good defender. You're too little. He's too strong. Kid's on fire right now.
Time now for the first half stats brought to you by Emergency. FAU controlling the paint 20-12, but look at the turnovers. Western Kentucky only turned it over 3 times in that first half, and they're outscoring FAU on turnovers 11-2.
Yeah, usually when you see that, it means you shot a great percentage. You don't turn the ball over. And again, going back to my keys to the game, I thought that Western Kentucky needed to turn the Owls over to have a chance to win this game. They've done that thus far, and they've done a good job of converting on some of those turnovers. But we'll see what adjustments are made in the second half by Dusty May.
Well, Jamarion Sharp has been quiet, has not scored, and only 3 rebounds as Jarius Hamilton had it poked away. Michael Forrest, the reverse.
Great way to start. Also a great way to get the crowd into the game. And Rick Stansbury, he's content with going inside to Jarris Hamilton, trying to establish that interior scoring. Turnover there ended up in a layup for the Owls.
Yeah, Michael Forrest, Elijah Martin, both averaging 14 points a game, just 4 points combined in that first half, but a good start to the second for Forrest. Justice high off the glass, tipped out of bounds, and it'll be Western Kentucky basketball.
And good defense there. Winchester not fouling, but hitting the face there, and they're pushing the basketball. Martin, nice pass, an even better finish. So he's a great shooter, Forrest is, but he can make some plays inside as well.
How about that defense from Elijah Martin to intercept the lob? And now in transition, Greenlee bricks a three.
So, again, West Kentucky starting off the game really well. Start off the second half. 2 straight turnovers, giving Florida Atlantic an opportunity to really get into this game and get into a groove.
McKnight doesn't finish. That was a good find from Justice, who was underneath the hoop and saw his cutting teammate.
And what they're doing is they're going to force Justice to make shots. You know, they're not going to allow him. See Justice there. I don't even know how he saw him there. You know, Justice is 6 years. That's what you do when you have to play at the park for a year when you have to go get a job. You just learn some other skills, right? That usually don't work in college. You know, when I was a kid, that's what we would do. We work on our skills, and then in the evening we play against the old guys. They don't do that anymore. They play PlayStation and they play they get on Instagram. So we used to do it differently. You see Rick Stansbury saying, "Really? Come on, let's knock these down."
Yeah, McKnight 0 for 3 at the free throw line. He's a 77% free throw shooter. Western Kentucky by 2.
Yeah, those things, they hurt you. I mean, you think about it. You don't think about them as they're happening incrementally. You keep missing, especially in tight games like this one should be.
Greenlee with a good first step around McKnight and a reverse, no good. Glad got his hand on it. Frampton clears for Western.
Chris, I got one word for you. Why? Like, what are you doing? Like, drive to kick. You're not scoring on the big fella.
There's a drive and kick, but Frampton misses the 3.
And there's no reason to try to challenge him. Get in the lane, don't stop, and make plays for your teammates.
This time fades away. Little off. McKnight another rebound. Dusty May was saying, Chris, you know, their game is 3-pointers and buckets at the rim. And when Sharp is out there, it takes away about 40% of what FAU likes to do, which is drive to the rim.
That's why you need transition. Right there. Mr. Justice again dropping the dime.
3rd assist of the game, and number 3, Jarris Hamilton, the beneficiary. Western Kentucky leads by 4.
I get it. You're not going to let him drive. You're going to take away a 3-point shot. But again, you have to make sure that you're playing good defense, help defense. And when guys are cutting to the rim, you can't lose your man. Another turnover.
Western Kentucky's been making FAU pay for turnovers. Can they do it again? McKnight tried to dish it to Sharp. Here comes Winchester with the run out. Missed the dunk. And Cam Justice stole it. And it's Western Kentucky basketball.
That's just what kind of night it has somewhat been for FAU. Winchester with the easy two-handed, easy one. Misses the 0-foot shot. And on the other end, McKnight throws a chest pass to a 7'5" big. Like, you got to throw that up to the big fella.
Rarely see a breakout two-handed dunk that's missed. That's going to go the other way. Offensive foul on the screen. They get Sharp, and that's 3.
Sometimes that's the big's fault for not being stable, and sometimes that's the guard's fault for not allowing him to establish position. Coach Stansbury, what I tell you, wasn't very happy. Oh, he's such a competitor. You gotta love him. Spending time with him, he is so funny. Won a lot of games at Mississippi State.
20th season overall now. And the analytics will tell you that this is the most up-tempo Western Kentucky team and the most up-tempo team of Rick Stansbury's in his career. But what he'll tell you is It looks that way because we don't throw it into the post as Greenlee drills a three.
Good out-of-bounds play there. Greenlee, they got to get him going as well. I mean, they got to find points somewhere because they're not coming from Forrest and Martin. So they're taking away McKnight, force him to score a different way, not allowing him to get it. He's going right to the rim. He is on fire. I think they got to put someone different on him. He's just seeing the basket. He's taller than Greenlee. He's just going at him way too comfortable.
He's not afraid with the big 7'1" center inside. Sharp, the 7'5" center, almost got a fingernail on that. But Winchester brings FAU within one.
And Florida Atlantic, you know, they're just moving with better pace. They're just moving the ball. The ball's hot. It's going from one side to the other. It's not sticking. How about this guy? His pull-up game is on fire. I watched tape on him. I'm like, I mean, it's unbelievable how he's just so comfortable on balance making pull-ups.
He's only a sophomore. 2020 Kentucky Mr. Basketball. Golden picked up the dribble. Shot clock to 10. Greenlee takes the screen from Golden. Air balls along two. And that takes us to the under 16 timeout. Davion McKnight, super sophomore for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. He has 13 to lead all scorers. Western Kentucky leading FAU by 3 early going second half. Time to take a look at the Jeep AP top 10. And at the very top, the Gonzaga Bulldogs on our air tonight, 11 Eastern against San Francisco. And just outside the top 10, Unova Wildcats.
Yeah, they struggled last night, but here's the game I'm watching right here. See that game right there? That's our guy, Brent Stover. Kansas State on a roll with 2 great wins. I know he's back in the studio right now, but we'll see what they do against Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
That Big 12 is a meat grinder this season. Hey, Western Kentucky does something really unique. They give out the MVT chain to the most valuable talker, the player that talks the most on the court after a win, because they encourage talking. And look who was wearing it pregame.
Come on,
it's
man.
Good Talker Walker.
That's right. Look, my mom is happy right now. Listen, Deion Sanders, eat your heart out. You're not the only guy that gets love like that. Eat your heart out. You see that chain?
Good Talker Walker. Who gave you that nickname?
Oh, that's in recruiting back in the day when I was a coach.
Yeah.
You know, they used to label me like that. I don't like labels, Chris. Good Talker Walker.
Well, you got the chain for it.
Oh, I love that chain. I'm going to get a commercial soon. I'm telling you with that chain. Oh, wow.
Hot shooting continues behind the arc for Western Kentucky as Jarius Hamilton knocks it down. That's the 6th 3 in 10 attempts.
I'm sure they've been waiting on that. I'm telling you, he shot over 40% at Maryland. I mean, again, spreading the floor. 4 guys that can make threes. Basketball is about making shots. Young players, if you can't shoot, it's going to be a nightmare. Coaches, don't recruit players that can't shoot.
Wild putback is good from Giancarlo Rosado, who is falling to the floor.
Intestinal fortitude and toughness. You always worry about the big fella Sharp. I said before, Rosado, I think he's very talented. Part of this freshman crew. Pretty good by Dusty May.
Well, Hamilton tried to one-hand that bounce pass, and it went out of bounds. A rare turnover for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
You like that name, Good Talker Walker, huh?
I love it. I mean, who would get the chain back in the studio?
Oh, let me tell you something. Seth Davis and Rothstein will be fighting for it, but I got an inkling who will get it, though.
Brett Stover and Sheldon Mack back there as well. Long night for the fellas. A triple header. This is the first of our triple header tonight. Block from Sharp on one end. Western looking to extend the lead with 14 minutes to go, up by 4. Justice driving and then got tripped up and a foul called on FAU.
I mean, they're just in Cameron Justice's shirt. He's maybe injured there, driving to the hoop. Forrest, someone's got to be there. You see Davis there late. You had to be there to take the charge. You have to be there to stop him and make him kick that to another guy to make a shot. But Justice, he's just playing a great game. Just, you know, experience, just savvy basketball IQ. He's got that beard too, Chris, you know. Probably got a baby face under there like you. You're a clean-shaven dude, so
It's mandated.
It's mandated. By who? That's the question.
My wife.
There you go. So you're Justice. Is it a hassle, or is it Justice?
It is Chris and Kristen, so it's a little bit similar to the Justice marriage. Josh Anderson checks back in for Western Kentucky. And Cam Justice back to the line. Spent that year away from the game in a sales job. Said he hated it.
I'll tell you something. All these young men that think it's so easy and think they're going to play the league with 3 letters, they're in for a rude awakening, because the real world is no joke. But that's why they're going to school, Chris, and that's why they get degrees. And at some point, like you and myself, they got to get a real job. Even though this is not a job like what we're doing. We don't have a job. This is fun. Right?
Most people have. Western Kentucky up by 6. This match is their largest lead of the game. John L. Davis off the mark on the 3, and Sharp the rebound.
In that matchup zone, again, they're trying to confuse Florida Atlantic University and force them to take shots from different angles.
Boy, they're doing a great job inside, bodying up Sharp and not letting him get a dunk on the lob.
Yeah, they're just not going to give it up. They're going to force you to make a shot, and they say, you know what, we're not going to let you guys get your team going, get that energy going by getting that dunk, as you say.
Shot clock to 3. McKnight scoops it up, no good, and Sharp got hit in the face. He's hobbled in the backcourt. And Rosado! Whistle for Sharp. And might have gotten hit by his own guy as he went up. Yeah, that
Hamilton.
Was the arm of Hamilton. Sharp's going to check out. Might have a little bit of blood.
Sato ran the floor there. See the big fella going, yeah, might have been a little bit of blood. You're right. Yeah, right. With my old Big East days, I'm just telling you right now, that's a smile right there. He'll be all right. Little blood. Oh, he was okay. Now the game can start.
Foul there on FAU. It's a 4-point lead for Western Kentucky. It was a back-and-forth battle in the first half. The largest run in this game, 6-0. That's it. Nobody's really gone on a big run, and nobody has taken a big lead.
We're talking about 2 well-coached teams, very talented, got some experience where they needed, and they're scrappy right now.
Well, Butts had good inside position. He got fouled on the way up. And going to be 2 free throws for Jalen Butts, the transfer from DePaul, who is not a good free throw shooter. 6 of 18 on the season. My math tells me that's 33.333333%. And it just went down. Maybe told you it's a long night for the fellas in the studio. Join them tonight at 1 a.m. Eastern time when our triple header is done. For the latest news from the hardwood, our experts have you covered coast to coast inside college basketball right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
West Kentucky still in that zone. Looks like a matchup. Show zone, go man, switch. Depending on who's in your area, another turnover. Looks like almost another turnover.
Martin was able to save it. Shot clock to 6. Martin gets it back. Air balls at 3. There's a whistle inside. And they're going to get Josh Anderson for the foul.
And that's exactly the kind of shot that they wanted to get. They were in disarray. And they were getting an errant shot that was contested from the corner. Can't come up with the rebound.
And there was a whistle there to let Luke Frampton check on for Western Kentucky. He replaced Davion McKnight. And Anderson steals it like a cornerback. Picked it with one hand and missed the lay-in.
That's fun. That's something that he normally makes. He put a Euro step there.
Hard defense on John L. Davis trying to get it back. Greenlee open in the corner for 3.
talking about the swing there. You go from getting a turnover, missing a layup, to them making a three. It adds up. You got to finish those easy baskets, particularly when you force turnovers. Good scouting report. You force a turnover, you can't convert.
Greenlee now 3 of 4 from deep in this one. Justice. Oh, boy.
He is playing lights out tonight.
16 now.
I was just telling you, he's taking it upon himself to really, get to the rim and create plays. They try to throw it to Hamilton. He can't really score. They throw the ball inside to the big fella. They try to get him in. And who's doing it? It's Mr. Justice, because you know why.
Martin. Off the mark, tipped out. Rebound, Frampton.
I was going to say, you know why? Because McKnight is out of the game. So someone has to do it. They're going inside again. They found a mismatch. Good recognition by Frampton.
Now Greenlee drilled the 3 for FAU. He's been red hot tonight, 3 for 4. But Cam Justice with a game-high 16, and the Hilltoppers remain on top by 4. Coming up next, we've got 2 more basketball games, both in the West Coast Conference, and they are big ones. First, St. Mary's hosting Santa Clara, and then #1 Gonzaga taking on San Francisco here on CBS Sports Network. 4 West Coast Conference teams in the top 40 of the net. San Francisco, St. Mary's, Gonzaga, 3 of them.
You know what? I've worked in the WCC for Pepperdine and Loyola Marymount, and never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that would be possible. Credit to the league, but more importantly, credit to Markview and Gonzaga raising the level. Jamarion Sharp, a fantastic player. Drew Timme, talk about, again, one of the top 3 or 4 guys being college player of the year. They are absolutely dominating that league, scoring almost 100 points a game. We'll see. Todd Golden's got to get his guys going. I know you just said San Francisco was one of the teams in the top 40, but they lost a critical loss to BYU the last time out. They really have to get themselves going.
Rich Wald, Stan Dickout, Jenny Dell on the call for that one. 11 Eastern, #1 Gonzaga and San Francisco. Brian Greenlee, 3 for 4 from outside. Nobody else for FAU has been hitting threes except Greenlee.
Well, he's one of those guys, but a transfer portal helps you for sure. Minnesota transfer comes back in, knocking him down. He's got McKnight going at him on the other side, trying to post him up. Conversely, he's knocking down triples and keeping his team in the game.
He's 3 for 4. The rest of the team 2 for 14. After that record-setting performance on Monday against Charlotte when they hit 76% of their threes, a school record. Anderson left it way short, butts the rebound, missed that putback.
They're just bunnies. Like, I mean, again, there's traffic in there. Just gather yourself and go up strong. Just way too soft. Missing the cupcake shots.
Davis kicks it out. Head fake by Baruti. No good.
And just that playing hard, just contesting a shot. People don't understand. Even though he ran through him or ran past him, contesting a shot helps.
Great drop by Anderson, and Jalen Butts with the finish this time.
And that's what Stansbury's talking about. Getting in the lane. That's one of the keys. Controlling the paint, dominating the paint, not just to get offensive rebounds, but also to make plays for your teammates.
22 paint points now for Western Kentucky. Greenlee, another deep one. He's got it. 4 for 5 from outside.
Now, I'm not the smartest guy or the sharpest tool in the shed, but I think you got to guard a guy who's made 3 triples, and you can't leave him open the way that zone is.
That's 25 years of coaching experience talking right there.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know a lot of things, but I know that you can't leave him open like that.
They got Batumba Baruti for the foul. Greenlee just wide open.
I mean, there's no one within, what's the highway? The Sun Pass.
They got 95.
You gotta have a Sun Pass, 95. Like, nobody within miles of him. And it's just unacceptable. I'm sure that they'll watch film and somebody, I don't know this, trust me, somebody missed an assignment.
Yeah, if you want, you can just take 95 right on back to New York.
Oh, trust me, I will not do that.
6 for 20 tonight after that 16 for 21 3-point performance on Monday. And there's McKnight again with the mid-range.
Going under the ball screen. Again, he gets that lift under him. This kid is really good at making that pull-up. Old school, because think about it, all kids want to do is shoot threes. This kid here, he makes a living shooting deuces.
Once again against the zone, Golden wasn't ready for that. He was cutting under the hoop.
Just another turnover. He's careless with the basketball. I mean, that's how you lose games.
10 turnovers now for the Owls.
They only average about 13 turnovers a game, but still in a game when it's tight, the competition say, how about that block by Golden there? It's still hard.
Winchester, a little hesitation off the glass. Western just, you can't separate. It's really been between a 2 and a 6-point lead this entire half.
Well, block shot, again, the block shot's like a turnover as well, but you have to sprint back in transition and you have to stop people. Western, again, at times tonight has not done that. Saw that coming all day long.
Winchester draws the offensive foul.
Bristol Ray Natilli just all over that. Just take your time. He put the shoulder down. You can't do that. You can't just lodge him with the shoulder like that. Good job by Winchester playing defense. New emphasis this year.
Hamilton takes a seat with 2 fouls. Sharp's the only Western Kentucky player with 3. And FAU has a couple of players with 3 fouls, including Brian Greenlee, who's 4 of 5 from outside.
I saw Coach Stansberry talking to play. You know, I love talking to these guys on Zoom. So like I said before, spend a lot of time on Zoom with Coach Stansberry and talking about your approach to coaching now, you know, with the transfer portal and all the and freshmen. And, you know, these guys, they're in a situation where I don't know if they got to coach them differently. Dusty May certainly says he doesn't. But, again, it's a tenuous situation where you're worried about losing players. It's part of it now.
That's going to be a shove on Western Kentucky underneath as Elijah Martin drove it to the hoop. 7:53 to go in this game. Western Kentucky with a 3-point lead, shooting 58% from the floor, but they just can't separate from the FAU Owls. Both teams 2-2 in Conference USA play. Swing game here tonight in the East Division. Time to walk the walk. Chris Walker's keys to the game revisited. How we looking?
Yeah, West Kentucky, again, dominating the paint doesn't show as far as how many more points they have, but they've opened some situations for their team. That's why they have the lead. Gardner Ark, I think they've done a tremendous job of that, other than Garden Greenlee. Control the glass, that's what FAU does the best. Take care of the ball, not a lot of turnovers, but FAU has 11 points on turnovers, and that's just less opportunities for them to score.
Western Kentucky with a 3-point lead with 7:53 to go. Let's check back in on the AT&T 5G fast analysis.
We talk about Mr. Brampton there from downtown Boca Raton. Josh Anderson, he's been on fire. And they're just, and Mr. Hamilton, if he's making threes, I said before, at Maryland, he was a very good three-point shooter, not so much this year. But this game, he has been tremendous. And that guy right there, he was a little red today. You see his face right there. He's a little hot. I'm sure that water's going to calm him down a little bit. Certainly the scoreboard does it as well.
I thought maybe that was being out at the pool today.
I didn't want to say anything. This is the Sunshine State. This is your state, Chris. So, you know.
Right day.
I think it was like 80 today, wasn't it?
Ooh, yeah. Upper 70s, no humidity. Perfect time of year down here. Greenlee, rare miss on the 3. Now 4 of 6 from deep.
And that's what happens when you actually guard him. And he's not catching and shooting with his feet under him. He's got to take that same shot off the dribble. Different balance, different cadence, different rhythm. Ends up missing.
Cameron Justice, game high 16. Greenlee flew by and Justice knocks it down.
And listen, I don't know if Rick Stansberry sees this, but what happened? They switched Greenlee off of McKnight and put him on Justice, and they went at him again. So that's probably what they're seeing. Whoever he's guarding, they're going at it.
Forrest has been pretty quiet in this game, just 4 points. Martin only has 2. Missed that. Got his own rebound. Clock resets to 20. Rekey the offense. Winchester has a lane in on Sharp. No, but a foul. And if that's Sharp, that's 4.
Yeah, Sharp, knowing that he has 6 minutes to go, just go straight up. I mean, who am I? You know, I'm the better part of 6 foot trying to tell a 7'5" guy how to block a shot. But sometimes, if you may be in foul trouble, just go straight up and make him shoot over the broom. How about that? That's what you got to do. Don't swing down.
And that is the 4th foul on Sharp. They do assess it to him. And what do you think of Rick Stansbury keeping him out there? 6:44 to go.
Yeah, I think he may want to get him a touch, possibly get him a lob, and you're going to have to get him out at some point. He can't finish the game because they're going to go at him again for sure. Dustin May's a smart coach. They've been driving the ball every single time.
Forrest for 3. Big one. It's a 1-point game.
I mean, never fails when you give up an offensive rebound on a free throw, just not thinking and not focusing. That's what the basketball guys do. They punish you like that.
Sharp lost it. Winchester the steal for the Owls, a chance to take the lead.
Knight does a great job penetrating, making pull-ups, but he's got to be able to make that pass, throw that up, and there it is again, another turnover. Look what happens, Chris.
Elijah Martin gives the Owls their lead. 59-57 back-to-back trays.
And that's what happens. The triples, Mr. Forrest, raining threes. And Martin, the freshman, right behind him, the 2 top guys, get it going. The Owls are flying.
It's a nail-biter, 6:04 to go, and FAU has just taken the lead, 59-57. It's a 7-0 run for the Owls over the last 41 seconds.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. You know what, Chris? They gave me the most talkative team, the guy who talks the most. But right now, they need to start talking on offense and find these shooters. Obviously, there was a mishap in not boxing out that gave them a 3. But the communication has to be a little bit more on point, or this thing could get away from them on the road.
Yeah, Chris Walker's got that MVT chain, the most valuable talker chain, which Rick Stansbury and the staff, they give to the most valuable talker on the floor only after wins. Jamarion Sharp had it blocked. Glad Golden giving him a taste of his own medicine. The nation's leading shot blocker gets blocked. And now FAU with the ball and the lead for the first time in over 18 minutes of game time. Forrest. Golden goes up with it and scores.
See, that's what Golden can do and Sharp can't do. That's the difference between the two. Even though Sharp can block shots, he's got to learn how to get good balance. I knew that was going to be a good shot. That's what you do against zones, right in that nail area. Hamilton can surely make that shot. Got to guard him there. As this game gets tighter and tighter, that cannot be available.
That was a big shot to snap that 9-0 run. Golden had the screen, a hard one at that. Forrest the runner.
See Rick Stansbury saying try to block it, but Sharp was worried about Golden behind him. If he came up, they were going to throw the lob for the dunk. But you got to keep them out of the lane. They got to guard that ball screen better.
Justice called for the travel.
Chris, you see that the pace of the game has changed. The crowd has gotten into it. You can tell that it's tilted towards Florida Atlantic's way. Rick's got to calm his group down. There's plenty of time on the clock, and don't get carried away and lose this game just being over-anxious and overzealous.
And Western Kentucky has not fared well away from Bowling Green. Just 1-5 away from home this season.
See, what they're doing is they're forcing Sharp to guard the ball screen. He's not going to come out, and then they're getting into the lane, and then he's going to shoot a floater or throw it up to Golden.
Golden's got it. And we've got an injured Hilltopper on the baseline. Golden 6 of 7 from the floor, 12 points.
That's what I said before. Force him to come out and guard that ball screen. Once he comes out, if you don't have help on the weak side, there's no one there to stop Golden. So although he's really looked like he's really in pain there.
Yeah, he went up for the shot block, did Jamarion Sharp. And the first thing that they're looking at is that right knee, and he just flinched big time when they put some pressure on it. Jamarion Sharp, the nation's leading shot blocker, averaging 4.5 blocks a game.
Oh, right there. Ooh.
Came down right between the feet of Justice and stepped on Justice's foot. So as they try to help Sharp to his feet, we step aside.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Emergency. Emerge your best with Emergency.
Oh, they know how to do the hoagies here at La Spada's, one of 5 South Florida locations. This one right down the street from campus, and that's the monster. Turkey, ham, roast beef, double meat. Wow. The veggies and the cheese are between the meat.
That's unbelievable.
Well, that'll fill you up.
No, half of it will fill you up.
Speaking of filling it up, the FAU Owls 5 of 11 from deep in the second half.
And think about it, started with that zone and leaving guys open and allowing them to get free. See there, they're testing out on Martin. And I'll tell you this, they made 16 the last game school record. It saved them the second half. They've made 5 this half.
And Jamarion Sharp still hasn't scored. 5 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's up and back into the game after that injury to his leg. And he's out there with 4 fouls. FAU on a 13-2 run. And they've taken a 6-point lead coming up on 4 minutes to play. And there's a foul on FAU. It'll be team foul number, I believe, 7. So it'll be 1-1 for Davion McKnight, who struggled at the line today. 1 for 4, but on the season, close to 80%.
I'll tell you this, we're talking about Sharp, you know, thank God he's back in the game, he's okay, but Golden has taken it to him and has had the better of him in this game.
Ooh, that thing touched everything, and that's a roundabout way to earn a second free throw here. 4 fouls now on Greenlee, so Sharp has 4, Greenlee has 4. And McKnight makes both.
West Kentucky needs to settle down, play some tough defense. They're going to have to figure out how they're going to guard this ball screen. Look like they're not going to have to guard it because they're going to go to zone. So they don't put the big fella Sharp in the ball screen.
Forrest into the corner 3. It's good from Elijah Martin. McKnight the quick drive and drop to Sharp, short. And Greenlee chases it down for the Owls.
Again, that same pass. I know McKnight is getting in there. He has to throw it up to the rim. That has to be a dunk. Even still, Sharp has to finish that. If he wants to play at the next level, he's got to be able to make that play.
Golden again.
Said before, he had 12, now he's got 14. He has got the better of the best shot blocker in the nation. Coming out party for him.
Hamilton missed that short, but there's going to be a foul on FAU under the basket.
The drive and kick. Hamilton got caught falling asleep, ball watching, and dropping a dime over the left shoulder off the window. Big fella can't get to that one. Golden, the Texas Tech transfer, showing his value here. But Coach May.
He's got 12 points, 6 of 7 from the floor. Well, Sharp has not scored in this game. And Sharp, he's usually good for 3 or 4 dunks a game on lobs, but they have allowed none of that tonight.
2 words, scouting report. They have done a great job of following the scouting report, and they're going to let McKnight get 2s. He, misses another free throw. They're not going to let these guys get going. So allow him to get a dunk. See a little 1-2-2 pressure. See if they can create a turnover here and get an easy basket.
Another corner 3 is long. Sharp tipped it out of bounds. Oh, Cameron Justice was right there to collect it. Of course, Sharp didn't know that, so he reached for it and tipped it out of bounds.
Yeah, just one of those nights.
Oh, McKnight's going to steal it. Hits the deck hard, and a foul on Martin. McKnight looking like Jalen Ramsey going after that.
I'm telling you, I was going to say the same thing. And that's the second time they stole that pass on the inbounds. But again, that puts McKnight on the line where he has not been great tonight, Chris.
3 for 6. That's foul number 4 on Martin. And 1-and-1 once again for the 77% free throw shooter, Jamarion McKnight. And we talked about how this is a shooter's gym. Not for McKnight at the line anyway.
I'd like to see West Kentucky, I know it may sound crazy, to take out Sharp, put in Anderson, and go small. Go small, let Hamilton play the 5. He played the 5 in the ACC at Maryland, and spread them out. Force Golden to come out the way they're doing Sharp.
You get another three-point shooter on the floor as well, which you might need down the stretch. And here comes Anderson, but he's going to replace Luke Frampton. So Sharp stays out there, and they go full court press.
So maybe they go offense, defense. Maybe they can get a stop and maybe get Frampton back in. But right now, no reason to rush and go crazy. Plenty of time left in the game.
Winchester, great ball movement to Martin. He kicks it out. Forrest for 3. Around and out. And it's Western Kentucky basketball.
And give Western Kentucky the Hilltoppers credit. They were closing out unbelievably. Yeah, as I said before, they're going offense, defense, but they're doing it with Anderson and Frampton. Vlad getting the best of him. The Russian doing his thing.
And on 7 of 8 shooting as well.
It takes sometimes to get a big-time game. Who would you playing against? Make that.
It is a foul, and more free throws coming from McKnight. That thing just died off the edge of the rim. That close to an and 1 as Anderson gets ready to check back in. And you're right, it appears they are going offense for defense. Frampton when they're on offense, Anderson when they're on defense. 2 free throws for McKnight, 6 of 10 tonight. He has a team high 20 points.
We'll probably put that press on again. You see Rick Stansbury giving instruction. Again, they don't have to foul. He makes this. Only down 2 possessions. Plenty of time on the clock. Play solid defense. What does West Kentucky do the least of in the country? Not foul. Here's an opportunity to do that. Force them, and maybe there's a timely block.
Corner 3. Short. Golden tipped it out to Winchester.
That's a shot they wanted, but they got to get the rebound.
Another 3 from Martin is strong, and Western Kentucky a chance to pull even closer.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good one. Run some clock. You got the lead.
Big 3 from Josh Anderson. A 9-point deficit has been trimmed to 1 with 2:07 to go.
Fight night in Conference USA.
Both teams want it. I think Western Kentucky will tell you they need it. Down 1. Well, Josh Anderson just hit a huge 3 to cut the FAU lead to 1. Anderson started his career 14% from outside as a freshman, then up to 29, then 42. Now in the mid-40s, a huge 3 to pull Western within 1. They're on an 8-0 run.
What it's all about. It's all about getting into the gym. A lot of kids talk about it. That's why you see some guys that don't shoot threes as a college player. All of a sudden they get to the league and they can make threes. You got to live in the gym. Got to live in the gym. He's a human highlight guy, but now he makes threes, Chris.
One of the best dunkers that you'll see in college basketball. Hasn't had a chance to showcase that tonight. Rick Stansbury on his shooting stroke said that, you know, he used to shoot and hope. Now he thinks every shot's going in. Stansbury used the term boomerang for the threes when he was a freshman and sophomore. 2-minute mark, 1-point game. Greenlee beats the pressure. And now FAU sets it up with 15 on the shot clock.
Let's see if they do the same action, use the ball screen, pull the big fella out.
Forrest threw it away. Was looking for Winchester, who went left. Forrest wanted him going right. And Western Kentucky has a chance to take the lead.
Got a jump stop. Young players, that's why you never leave the air without anywhere to go. Turnover waiting to happen. Good defense there. Not fouling by McKnight on the drive as well. They did a great job. Great discipline there.
This 8-0 run started, Chris, when they were down by 9, and Davion McKnight just took it upon himself to get to the rim. Didn't put it in, but kept getting fouled, kept going to the line, got him a little bit closer, and had a chance to give him the lead with that shot, but 90 seconds left. FAU has it with a 1-point lead.
A good shot, but move it around a little bit. Let's get them changed, play some closeouts, move the ball from side, top side, and then get them on the closeout and do the same move.
Over the top of Sharp, that's going to be a goaltend. He slammed the back of the backboard, and it rattled the rim. The ball popped out, and it's a goaltending call on Western Kentucky.
Talking about getting it high off the window. Still a one-possession game. We'll see what Western Kentucky does. Got a mismatch down low with Jarrett Hamilton. See if they can exploit that.
Justice for 3. In and out. Sharp tips it back. Frampton to try to tie it. Oh, no good. Put back, no good. McKnight fighting, and a foul on Western Kentucky with 52.4 to go. They had some good looks.
I mean, a bunny by Hamilton. It just blows a bunny. Sharp with the tip out, the tip back. They got a great look from Frampton.
Now full court pressure, down by 3. 22-second difference, shot clock, game clock, so you can just play it out.
Clock's not moving. There it is.
Now Martin will take a 3. Rolls it home. McKnight picked up the dribble. Hamilton, desperation, short. Winchester the board. Shot clock is off. Owls lead by 6. Martin got it blocked.
Bad shot.
And a jump ball is going to give it back to FAU.
That's a freshman mistake. There's no reason to take that shot. Run the clock. You got the game at hand. Don't give them another opportunity, but they still get the ball back.
18.2 to go. And with the shot clock off, another 3 attempt, and there's the dagger! Michael Forrest slams the door shut on a huge home win for the Owls. FAU knocks off Western Kentucky 78-69. It was a 13-2 run that turned a deficit into a 9-point lead. Western Kentucky fought back, got it within 1, had a couple of chances to either tie or take the lead in the final 2 minutes. But the Owls make 8 threes in the second half and knock off the Hilltoppers. They finished the game on an 8-0 run. Coming back here in seconds.